serious case of deja vu right now. Except last time, this was wide open. And this time, live one line, right in the way. All right, dude, now we got the cast iron exposed. Now we got to get a stopper inside that pipe. But I don't have any access. How am I ever going to do that? Hey gang, welcome back to Stud Pack. Today, we're ripping up our work. All right, if you watched our last video, you know we're gonna pull up this plywood so the inspector can check the sewer tie-in and we can do a water test. So we've already pulled all the screws, we've made our 2 saw cuts. Now let's see how strong that glue really is. It's looking pretty strong. There we go. What kind of glue do we use? That PL Premium? The glue didn't fail, the plywood split. All right, well that's good. Good on the glue. Guess I'm gonna have to work that edge too, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, probably just a couple times. Just do the old crossover. There we go. Woo! Brings back memories, huh? Let's clean all this old glue off of here so the inspector doesn't think we're hacks.
Too late.
You're probably asking yourself, thanks, Stud Pack, that's a lot of trouble. Well, remember, gang, we rolled the dice on this project. And we kind of got busted, so we got to go back and fix everything now. I mean, I knew about the water test and all that. We're going to make it all right. But in the meantime, we're going to get all this glue up, make it look pretty. All right, we're also going to cut a little square of the plywood out right here where our drain for the shower ties into this line because the inspector's going to want to see that. So I think I got all the screws pulled out that I need. Yep, let's make a cut here. Then we're going to do the same thing over by the toilet so he can see that connection. All right, gang, we got all the plywood pulled up. There was no trouble for us. So now the inspector, when they get here, they can check out every fitting here and give us that big check mark that we passed rough inspection on our plumbing. But you know what, Jordan? I just realized there's one more fitting. It's our tie-in right here where the 3-inch ties in to the existing 3-inch cast iron under the slab. So I say it's time to get out the chipping hammer. We chipped it once, let's do it again. All right, gang, we're going to use our Bosch roto hammer to bust this thing out. Best $600 we ever spent. Check it out. I'm through. All right, guys, we're making good headway. I can see our seal-tight gasket right here, that black rubber gasket, so we're making headway. But why don't we clean this up a little bit and chip just a little bit more on this other side. We're down to dirt.
Nice.
I'm just thinking we need to expose the whole thing, right?
Maybe.
Let me do this corner.
All right.
It's gonna be tough around the water lines, but we'll just see what happens. You know what I'm doing right after this?
What?
I'm gonna order my buddy some bag filters because this is doing all the work and see what happens. I guess he's worth it. Check that out, guys. We have the tie-in exposed, about 3/4 of it, between our new PVC and the original 50-year-old cast iron, way down there at the bottom of the hole. Now we've only got, like I said, 3/4 of it exposed because the rest of it is around this water line. So we figured, you know what, we're just gonna take a chance, see if the inspector will approve us just by seeing 3/4 of it, rather than risk breaking this copper water line. And we think the inspector is gonna appreciate that and understand. But if he wants us to demo the rest of this concrete, it's no problem for us. And if all else fails, we have a picture of that fitting right after we installed it so he can look at that. Now, off camera, Jordan and I put these short pieces of pipe on our sanitary tees with a test cap. You'll notice this test cap is much thinner material, smaller than a regular cap. Don't waste your money here on a regular cap. Buy a test cap because you're going to cut it off anyway, and put on a trap adapter or whatever you need to adapt to your fixture. Now let's head over in the kitchen because that's a little different situation. We got something pretty cool in there to show you. All right, gang, we're at the kitchen sink, and this is the lowest point in our drain system that we can access. So I put a 2-inch coupling, and then I used the bushing, 2-inch PVC, and this 3/4-inch pipe thread on the inside. And I got a 3/4-inch hose bib. Already got tape on it. We're simply gonna screw it into our bushing like that. Of course, I'll tighten it. Then we can grab a hose from the outside hose bib, drag it all the way in here, and connect it to this hose bib. But I've got a male end, and the hose is gonna have a male end, and that's what this guy is for. This is a female by female hose thread connector. You've probably seen them at the hardware store and never knew what you could possibly use it for. Well, this is what we're gonna use it for. We're gonna screw it on there, bring our other hose in here, turn it on outside, then we can turn this one on, and it's gonna fill our whole system as high as we want. 6, 8, 10 feet. When we're done and we pass inspection, we disconnect the hose from the outside hose bib, open this one, and it'll drain the system, at least to right here. That's gonna get rid of 95% of the water, and we just have a little bit more to deal with inside because we won't be able to access the plug in the cast iron that's blocking the whole system. And that's actually our next step, isn't it, Jordan, to install that?
That's right.
Let's go do it.
Well, we gotta put this in.
Okay. I just gotta tighten it, right? That'll be my luck. I'll forget to tighten it. That's enough. All right, guys, now we're ready for our water test. And what is a water test? Well, we're gonna fill the whole sewer system up 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet. It just depends on your jurisdiction. That's why we had to cap all this, because water would just pour out of here. But we can't do that water test just yet. If we hook up the hose to that hose bib in the kitchen drain we just showed you, turn the water on, that water is gonna travel this way and right out the main into the city sewer system. So we have to block it off way down here. How in the world are we ever gonna do that? In hindsight, what I should have done, this should have been a T. So I'd have a cap on the top where I could insert a plug. But to put a T in now, well, check it out. That's a huge deal, right? Got to shut off the water at the main. We got to move all of this. These joists are now in my way, so we'd have to cut that. I could do that, no big deal. But now I'm starting to run out of room here. If I put a T in, it's probably bigger this way than this fitting. So we have to come up with a way to put a plug in this pipe, in this existing piping, without changing it anymore. And wouldn't you know it, they actually make something just for this situation, and I've got it in my truck. And this fitting is what's gonna save our bacon today. It's made by Odie, and this one is a 3x2 PVC saddle tee, and it comes in a whole kit like this with all this hardware to attach it. And it's just what it sounds like. It's a saddle, and it's gonna sit right on this pipe. We're gonna glue it in place and fasten it down with these U-bolts and drill a hole there, and that's gonna allow us to access the inside of our sewer system to insert a plug that's inflatable and block it off, cap it for the water test, and then pull that plug out after the water test and seal this up permanently. Step one, let's mark our location. Now I chose this location because it's the closest location to the point that we need to access, which is right here. Can't access it over here, so it's gotta be right here on the right. Let's take this out, go get a hole saw, and drill a hole through our pipe. I'm a little anxious about that, to tell you the truth, drilling a hole in a sewer line. I mean, it's easy, right? But we spent a lot of work on this, and now I'm drilling a hole in it. But we gotta do it. Let's get it done. All right, our hole is cut in our 3-inch pipe. Now it's time to install the saddle. We're gonna use purple primer on the saddle and on the pipe, then clear, regular cement, again, on both surfaces, and then hold it down in place for 15 seconds. All right, cool. I feel really good about that. These mated together really nicely, and the glue is already set up. I feel like they've married together, and we've made a nice accessible access port into our existing sewer line. All right, now we're going to put these U-bolts on just finger tight. We're not going to crank them down seriously because we don't want to affect that bond. And once the glue dries, we'll come back with a wrench and tighten them down so it never moves. Now that we have this major problem solved, we have another big issue facing us that could make or break our inspection tomorrow. Now what I'm about to go through is pretty nerdy problem-solving plumber stuff, but it's like that long roller coaster ride. If you hang in there with me and make it to the station, you're going to say, that wasn't too bad, I got it. Now typically when you do a water test, you're going to have your city side over here and your house is over here. And in the middle, you're going to do your water test. You're going to put a plug in and block up the line and fill up your house sewer system with water to check for leaks. We don't need to worry about the city side. It's already been tested when they ran all those lines. We're just checking the house side. This is our house side, but we can't get to the middle. The middle is way down here. So for us, it's not as simple as sticking a plug in right here and filling it up with water. Now what makes this plumbing system pretty unique, over on this side, the right, remember we have a toilet and a urinal draining this way to this fitting and then going straight down into the main. On this side, we have a shower, 2 vanities, and a kitchen sink flowing this way into that fitting and into the main. Now what we could do, we could get a test plug, put it in here, all the way to this side right here, inflate it, and fill this side up with water, and have our inspector sign us off on that side. Once we do that, we could ask them, hey bud, can you wait 10 minutes, let us deflate the plug, reposition it in this side, and fill up that side with water so you can check that out. All those inspectors are busy, and asking them to wait is like trying to get the federal government to balance our budget. They're just not going to do it. So we're going to really impress the inspector and block up the whole thing and do it in one water test. And what we're going to use to plug up this pipe way down here in the hole is this test plug by GT Water Products, and it works on 3-inch pipe. So here's the issue. Normally you would have a T here with a short piece of pipe, or just like the one we put in right there. And this inflatable plug is going to go in. You're going to inflate it. You're going to stuff the hose in, and the nylon strap's going to go in, and it's going to lock right there. So if this thing accidentally deflates, it's not going to get washed down the line and clog up your main line, which would be really terrible, and trying to get that out is going to cost a lot of money. But we have to put all of this in the pipe because we're going to plug it and test both sides at the same time. So once we get our test plug into this vertical piece of pipe right here, and we start filling the system with water, it's going to come out here unless we plug it. Well, we can't plug it because the strap and the handle are hanging out, and that's the problem. We have to cut the handle off and still maintain our safety feature, because if this thing deflates, it's going to wash all down the drain. So we have to attach this nylon strap to our plug, and then it'll never travel down line, even if this ruptures.
Well, how are you going to do that, buddy?
I'm glad you asked. Remember, we're going to use this to plug up our saddle connection. But we have to cut this handle off because it's too big to go inside our pipe. So we're simply going to attach this blue strap to this plug. So the first thing we got to do is remove the handle. I don't want to just cut the strap because I want to maintain this loop in there just for future use if I ever need it. So we're just going to cut this off right here. Easy. Nice. Now we're just simply going to cut a slit in our strap and pass that bolt through that slit in the blue strap. So what we've just made is a custom inflatable plug attached to a stopper so it'll never get lost. And as you can see, we can simply put all this inside the pipe, put our plug in, tighten it, and we are ready for a water test.
Wow, you want to go test that thing out?
Yep. Do you want to show them my alternate idea? Nah, okay. Now to make sure our plug goes down the pipe and that we're deep enough and we're into the cast iron, we got our old borescope. We pulled it out of my truck. Older OG Stud Pack viewers will remember this from the video where we got the pecans out of the plumbing vent, and it's back for another showing, and we're back with plumbing.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to put it in here. I think that's about all we need, huh? Like that. I think is that the ticket? Kind of go farther and then let it bend back and head down.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right there, maybe?
Yep.
A little more.
Who wants to go? I think you got it.
I think we got it. Come on. Nice, look at that. Nice.
Nice, dude.
Should have been a surgeon. All right, bud, you want to see if you can get that borescope a little further in there and get a shot of it going down so we can make sure we're on the cast iron?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Nice. I'm already there. I'm already in the cast iron.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nice. Cool. You're right where you need to be.
It looks like I'm even in the 90 in the turn. I may want to pull up a little.
Maybe.
Though I'm afraid to. Let's see. Right there.
I like that.
You want me to pump it up while you have the borescope in there and check it out?
That'd be cool.
All right, let me get the pump.
All right.
Stud Pack Yellow.
What'd you buy? Like the Lamborghini of pumps for this?
I did. I went to a local bike shop. I like to support the local companies, and that's what they had. All right, we're all set. We're going to give this thing a test run for our inspection tomorrow, and they want that thing inflated to 30 PSI. Here we go. Got a nice big gauge on there. I'm going to stand up. Let's check it out. Yeah, look at that. Cool. So you can see that bladder is expanded inside the pipe. Now it's time to put some water in there. All right, guys, the water is on. It's filling up with water. So let's remove this hose and plug it up. Oh man, we're almost already there.
Better hurry up, dude.
Go, 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 go. Well, the fact that it filled up quick is good news. That means our plug's working, right? Our inflatable plug is working.
Yeah.
Woo, nice. I'm fired up now. Oh shoot, dude, it's coming. We better cap that.
Better go.
Nice. Alrighty guys, we feel really good about this. We just got to put the plug in there, fill it with water, ready for inspection in the morning. And I feel great about this saddle. I feel great about the expandable plug down in the cast iron to seal all this up. We're going to fill this thing up with water all the way to the roof if we have to. Make sure we pass inspection tomorrow. Don't miss the next video. It's going to be all about that inspection. Did we pass? Did we fail?
And then what comes after that?
We're going to start closing this thing up, man. We're going to put up insulation, drywall, backerboard, finally get to the tile that's been sitting outside for what, a couple of months now? But as far as this video goes, gang, put a saddle over that like button, smash it for us. We really appreciate that. Get down below in the comments, ask a question, drop a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and we'll see you on the very next Stud Pack video.